Well, hey there everyone, Grayson here from Wildwood's Honeybee Farms, and it is early Sunday morning. I'm out here doing some things, and I wanted to share a few how to add your honey super, like this honey super right here. This is a honey super, and a honey super is the box that we add, that the bees draw their honey in. So what we do is we usually separate the honey supers from the brood nest area, so then the queen has all her room to lay, instead of all the bees to pack all the honey in the brood box. So supers come in handy, and we love to eat the honey, so we extract it. And there's a big question on the queen excluders. A queen excluder is a plastic and a wire mesh that fits between your super and your deep. So you can have 10 supers stacked up on top of each other. This will be beneath the first super in your deep, and then all the way up is all your supers. What this does, this keeps the queen down in the brood nest area, so she doesn't wander off into the super and start laying eggs in there. That's the last thing you really want whenever it comes to that. So, this is a big question. Should you or should you not use a queen excluder? When should you add your next box? You probably have some really strong cows right now, like mine, that are exploding, and it is ready. It is time to add another box to your single. You may want to add another deep, or you may want to add a super. Each way, their little ways of doing it, I must say, their techniques are rather much the same. So first, let's look at some comb that I have. I have some drawn comb right here. This is drawn. So what this means is if you have drawn comb, it doesn't take the bees as long to come up here, because the bees are kind of the scent of all this drawn comb, it makes the bees more anxious to come up here and start working this comb, because it's already drawn out. They want to work it, get it ready for the queen to lay in. So if you have drawn foundation in your super, what I suggest is go ahead and add your queen excluder. What's going to happen is, if you have drawn comb, the queen may decide, hey, I want to go up here and start laying. And another reason why I think you should, if you have drawn comb, use a queen excluder, because the bees don't have to draw it out, right? All the bees have to do is carry nectar up here. And it's not going to take them that long to do it, so go ahead and add your queen excluder when you have drawn comb. On the other hand, before I say anything else, if you have foundation, like this foundation, this is Premier Bee Products foundation. This is super foundation. This foundation, this right here, you don't want to add a queen excluder, because it's going to take too much time for the bees to come up here and work it. Whenever you use this, it's going to take so longer than it really needs to. So whenever you add this kind of foundation, undrawn foundation, don't put a queen excluder. That's just a couple tips to help you out there. Hopefully it'll help you. Let's go ahead and add this super on, and I'll show you how to do it. This hive, I want to say, was in a double deep. But what happened was I just got them back down to just a single, because what happened was the top deep was just full of honey. The queen wasn't able to lay, so there wasn't many bees up there. The queen was up there, but there just wasn't much brood up there. We're going to lift up a couple frames just to see what they're doing down here. See if they're working any of these frames. You want to have 7 frames through 5 frames full of bees whenever you add your super. Don't wait till it's 10. My number is usually 8 or 7. And we have some foundation down here that's getting drawn out. So we got a kind of little flow coming in. We got little nectar. So this is a good sign. This is a good sign that we have nectar being brought in. And these bees aren't being happy with me. It's actually rather early in the morning right now, because we have plans today. It's Sunday. Tomorrow is Memorial Day. So if you're watching this after the fact of Memorial Day, I wanted to say that tomorrow's live will be canceled because of Memorial Day. But if I'm sure this is not going to be uploaded on Memorial Day, because I'm pretty busy. I don't have the time to edit all this at the time before Memorial Day. But if you're watching after and wondering why I'm not going live on this coming up Monday, that's the reason why. We got little larvae. I'll just show y'all a couple things real quick before we get into actually this little larvae here. See all that larvae? Beautiful larvae. bees are doing a fantastic job on drawing this little stuff out. They take a little longer. So what I find is Italians don't draw their foundation as good as Russians sometimes. If Italians have a good flow coming, they're going to be drawing it out pretty fast, pretty like crazy. They got bees hatching in here. They do got some brood, but most of our brood is hatching. That's why we got to be careful to make sure that our hives don't get honey bound. I have problems lately of being honey bound. It's just a big problem. Let's see, do we have any eggs? You know, look, this is what I like to do. I like to go on my frame and move the bees out of my way. And we're looking down here for eggs. And I'm looking real closely, and I do see some larvae. If we see a queen on here, I do see a queen cup for swarming. Let's see what is there any larvae in there? No larvae in there yet. I'm looking real closely. It's hard to see. I think there are some eggs in here, so I just can't see it so good. It's hard, especially with this comb that we have here, that it's hard to see if the queen has laid there or not. So these bees are growing. As you can see, this box is pretty much full of bees. They got some brood. They need more room to put all their nectar, so then down here they can have all the brood. Oh, look at this. This is a nice frame. Oh, there's our queen. See the queen right there? There's the queen walking around. I need a marker because so I'll know. There's our queen. She's walking there on the frame like she usually does. She's a beautiful queen. One day I'll take my marking little thing down here and mark her. But right now we're not really worried about it. Let's turn this frame around. They're drawing this out quite nicely. I have not been feeding this hive. I'm feeding some of my other hives, like the ones I'm going to be splitting off in the next week or two. So I have like a double deep hive where I'm going to split. That swarm hive, they've moved on up to a double deep and almost filled both of them up with the foundation. So what I'll do is I'm going to make some splits out of that hive. It'll be some nice splits. So that'll be good. Put this frame back. Now it's time to add our little super. Now adding the super sometimes can be difficult to get the bees to draw it out fast. Of course, the bees won't do everything you want them to do. A lot of times we want them to draw this foundation out in a couple of days, but they won't do that. It will take them a week or two. Just want to explain that out. But I do, like I said, there are some ways to do it. So you can under super. So right now we're top supering. Top supering is just adding box over box over box. Another way you can do it is put this super on the bottom here. Once you do that, then, or other way around, you can add your super, then once you're ready to add your next super, put it under this super. So then what that stimulates, once the bees are trying to go up to this super that's on top, that's drawn with bees, they'll go through the other super that has foundation in it, and they may draw it out. Now, we have our inner cover. This is full of bees, so we'll put this on the top. Well, there you go, folks. You got your super on. And we're not adding a queen excluder, like I said. But you can, whenever you have drawn foundation, in my opinion. If you guys enjoyed it, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. And we'll catch you guys on the next beekeeping video. Thanks for watching.